Good evening, musical friends and family. Today is May 21st, 2023, and it is Sunday. I hope you all had a wonderful Sunday today. I sure did. Tonight's podcast episode was supposed to be for Thursday, but life had other plans. So we are going to be posting the podcast episode tonight as Sunday. So this is the podcast episode of A Song a Day in 2022. And the reason why I call it the book I didn't think I can write but did. We have written 12 chapters in that book and 365 plus pages, which is 365 plus songs in 2022. Now, the reason why I call it the book I didn't think I could write but did, it wasn't because of the songs that I thought I couldn't practice. I practice a lot of songs. I knew I could do that. It was actually the influences that I was told in my ear of what songs to do and what not to do. And majority of them, I was told some kind of negative, some kind of put down of what I wanted to put together. The only thing that was approved of this playlist in 2022 was the Rammstein A Concert Journey playlist and the December playlist part 3. That was the only thing that was supported. Everything else was questionable. Shockingly enough. Let's go back to January 2022. During the time when I got sick from my little cousin, because I came back from my family's house during Christmas, and I was sick for 2 weeks in January. And it was during that time I was practicing songs of R&B, of hip-hop. I was going through that phase for a month. I was playing Destiny's Child, I did some Aaliyah songs, I did Monica, I did Ashanti, and also did the fellas of R&B, which Babyface, Boys to Men, Casey and JoJo, and a mix. So it was a mix of R&B songs. Right when I thought I was going to go back to work, 2 of my co-workers caught COVID, and we had to close the restaurant for the next 2 weeks of January. So I remember being out of work for that whole month. But that's when that whole song a day started. And it started with hip-hop and R&B. A mix of that. I remember when I was posting those, and I just remember someone said that I shouldn't be practicing or I shouldn't be posting those songs because I would be known as my channel. Or that then if you just do R&B and hip-hop, then you'll be known as that. So that was one of the things I remember when someone told me don't. But then next was February, which was the February playlist part 2. February playlist part 2, combination of love songs, heartbreak songs. We didn't get to do a self-love song last year, now I think about it. It was something else. And I just remember the songs that I picked was saying that not a lot of people would know that song, or not a lot of people, you wouldn't get a lot of views. And things like that. And I just kind of just tuned that out and just kept continuing with mine. March was the International Women's Playlist part 2. And what happened was International Women's Playlist was a mix of songs. I know a No Doubt song was in there. Call Me was in there. And there was a lot of other songs in there as well, but we still did 2 weeks, I want to say, weeks of International Women's playlist. And then we did the St. Patrick's playlist. We did 3 days of song. And I just remember someone was also telling me that I shouldn't add Irish music during March because it wasn't really popular or it wouldn't catch on. And then the International Women's playlist was saying that, oh, it's not going to catch a lot of views. That was my favorite. I think the put down or the subliminal judgment was saying I wouldn't get a lot of views if you did it that way. So April came, and April was like video game songs and the 90s cartoon playlist. And I was told that the cartoon playlist was silly, it's overdone. I was told that the video game playlist was not going to be a lot because everyone has done it already, so I don't know why you picked the video game playlist. May came. May was the Cinco de Mayo playlist, the first one, and well, again, that playlist, I shouldn't be putting that playlist because it wouldn't get a lot of views, and some people will think you're this, some people will think you're that. I still followed my heart. June, July, August came, and I was on a grunge, post-grunge, and alternative phase for the next 3 months. The grunge playlist was the playlist I lit a match and it finally lit a flame. That was the playlist. And when I was doing the grunge playlist, I was told that I guess there was no judgment on that one because the one who was talking to me about it couldn't remember, doesn't really listen to grunge, or couldn't remember any grunge music, so, or grunge songs. So that was the playlist. I think that person couldn't say any judgment. But I kept playing all these songs from grunge. I loved Kurt Cobain. We did the album Nevermind on that playlist. We did Chris Cornell. We did Alice in Chains. We did Stone Temple Pilots. We did Stained. We did a lot of artists, now I think about it. And I want to recall that during that time of July, we did Korn, Twisted Transistor, we did Split Knot, just one song. So that was a mix. August was dedicated to Nickelback songs for the alternative. So we did that Nickelback phase. September came, that was the Rapture of Concentrated playlist. That was the only one that didn't get any judgment because it was the whole, oh, that's nice that you're doing a playlist as a recap from the previous Septembers on the way to go to the Rammstein concert. And then, so there was no judgment on that. October playlist, part 3, which was based on witches because we based it on the Hocus Pocus movie part 2. That was, some songs were approved and some songs were judged, but I still continued with what I wanted to do on that playlist. And we did the Eurobeat playlist part 4 in November, which I always say I dedicated to Eurobeat songs in November. And I just was told that Eurobeat, not a lot of people know about Eurobeat, it's gonna hurt your channel, maybe you should choose something else. And so I still continued with what I wanted to do. December playlist part 3 came and we did Christmas songs. That was the only thing that was approved. Now I think about it now, those 2 playlists that was approved, which I would have actually listened to that person telling me those are the only ones approved. But each and every one of those playlists that was not approved, like January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, October, November. If I listened to that person who was telling me that I shouldn't because of either it was silly, it was okay, you won't get a lot of views, you should do something else, you should do some nonsense, right? All that thing. I wouldn't have done a song a day if I didn't listen to my heart. I wanted to do what I loved, and I didn't want to do anything that was outside of anything that I did not love, you know? I wanted to do things, just share that appreciation. I wanted to make it mixed. I wanted to make it where there's a place for everyone on my channel. And we did that. And that is why I called 2022 a song a day. The book I didn't think I could write, but did. I didn't think I could write it because of the outside influences that I almost listened to. But I didn't. Something said no. Just like the intuition voice said back in 2020 in July, when I asked what would I play, and the voice said, play anything. So we played anything, and I'm grateful till this day that I followed that voice. I followed my heart. So for those who feel like someone is trying to tell you no, or someone trying to put you down, or someone's trying to judge what you do, let them. You know, let them judge it, let them, because someone out there will like what you do anyway. Someone out there would actually appreciate that you did this. And someone will understand where you're coming from. And I actually now realize it was basically 2022 at the end of it. My motto after we did that, a song a day 2022, my motto was someone's crazy, insane, deranged madness idea. As strange and not understanding as that may be to them, is someone else's inspiration. So you be someone else's inspiration, and you just keep doing what you love. Never let anyone tell you what you need to do, no matter who they are. Because you do it from your heart, you do it for what you love, and you make it where anything is possible. And now we'll make things possible this year. A song a day in 2023, book 2. Well, I think that is tonight's podcast episode. I hope you all have a good evening. Stay safe and stay in good health always.